Welcome to another edition of the Headline Eye. This is Larry H. Gardner on WNRV 108.1.com. Nerve DJs, where we're getting on your nerves. First of all, I'd like to give a special shout out to Office Lofts. Shout out to Carmela and her sponsorship of NerveDJs.com and her commercials on here. Just check out Office Lofts, please. If you want a regular or virtual office, you need to check out Office Lofts, period, point blank. Second of all, I would like to give a personal shout out. Happy 50th birthday to my friend Sultan Jones. Get a chance to talk to him about that. So happy 50th birthday, period, point blank. It's not only the spotlight. Before we get into the superstar, the family member who's a superstar, period, point blank, I gotta talk to you about. I ain't talking about Diddy, but there's another SA charge against Zion Williamson, the Pelicans forward. Also, I don't know what to say about this. Of course, you know everybody's talking about that big, beautiful bill that Trump passed. Everybody's calling it a big bad bill. I'm going to, before I get into politics, I'm going to get into business first, but I'll get into the political season later. By the way, the primary election is September 9th. You got a couple of months to go register to vote. And of course, every single section in city council, including the mayor, is up for election. That means, and they're also redistricting, period. But enough about me. Of course, it's not about me today, because the A stands for hallelujah. We got the Canna Globe entrepreneuress in the building. You know her. You know what? I'm just going to play the music. Human T-Rex on the ones and twos, period, point blank. We ain't going to worry about it. I ain't going to get on your nerves right about now. So please, thank you for the drum roll. This is Dangerously by Beyonce. She's going to be bouncing and talking about her business, the Canna Globe business, the online dispensary business. Please welcome the BBW show queen herself, my sister cousin in the building. Yes, we are related. Please welcome the one, the only Miss Stacy Lester in the building.
Come on now, y'all about to get me back into my hot girl era now. I've been laying low for a minute. What up, cousin?
What's up? How are you doing?
I'm amazing.
You certainly are.
Thank you,
You've been around. You just came back in from Dallas, too, I tell you.
Ooh, hot off the plane almost.
Right. So, yes, hot off the plane, right into the station.
Yes, sir.
That's how you get them. You got to get them while they coming in.
You know that's right.
So, first of all, you got into this, you've been an entrepreneur for a while. I remember having you on the show on another network when I first started, and I thank you very much. And I've been 8 years, dang near 9 years in.
Yeah.
It's good to bring you back.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
Just out of question, so what you got going on? You see, we see the shift, we see the Canna Globe, we see you with the awards, we see you doing the thing in Dallas and in Cleveland and everything else like that. So what is it? What's this buzz?
So listen, just a little over a year ago, I was introduced to something that I was not looking for, didn't know it even existed, or this industry was getting ready to take off in a way that someone like myself, someone like you, other people that we just know, love, care for, the people we don't even know, would be able to take advantage of. And it was introduced to me by an amazing, amazing friend of mine, sister friend, I call her, who I also deem as one of my mentors in this space also. Miss Miranda Avery called me up. And as you know, cousin, around that time last year, I was kind of in a dark space. You know, my dad had recently passed. I wasn't even like, maybe 3 months, 2.5 months out of his death.
Right.
And definitely, you know, the world changed and shook and changed for me so drastically with his passing. I was getting ready to walk into what my new normal would be, you know? So I wasn't looking for nothing. I wasn't looking to start no business. I really was kind of depressed. If people didn't know it, I just had to kind of mask it a lot. But she said, sis, you know, I need you to see something. I need you to pay attention to something, because her and I had did business in that same venture that you spoke about 8-9 years ago. Her and I met in that business venture, and we wasn't directly on each other's team or business partners, but we became amazing friends and sisters in that time.
Right.
So because of this relationship and things that I love about her and who she is, because she's a terrific entrepreneur. She get it from the mud, and I trust and love people like that. So she said, you got to look at this. So I said, just because I was, not in a headspace to look for a business or start a business, but because of the relationship of loving and trusting her, and I know she loved and trusts me too. She knew Dad too very well. And I said, okay, I'll take a look at it. And it when I looked at it and I seen it, and I was in front of a presentation, and blew my head. It really blew my head, because again, I was in this industry years ago, and it took me back to that feeling that I had of being that person, because that opportunity gave me a chance to walk away from corporate America in 2017, and I haven't been back to corporate America.
No.
Now, I seen the comp plan, and I was in love. I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense. This is an amazing business. But what really sealed the deal, and what really caught my eye also, was that this business was highlighting cannabis. So I'm like, well, truthfully, I've never been no big heavy cannabis user.
Right.
Really don't know dilly squat about it at the time. And I'm like, oh, that's a great marketing tool, because I know a whole bunch of cannabis users,
Right, exactly.
I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And we know that we are in the deregulation of cannabis, because let me explain something to the audience. If you hear the word deregulation and you have a chance to get in front of it, of any entity, take a look at it seriously and see if that's where you can make some money at. So I remember the deregulation of airline tickets. I heard about tobacco. Think about the prohibition of alcohol, things of that nature, that we didn't get a piece of the pie. But a lot of our people, though, had a piece of that industry that they were taking advantage of,
bootlegging.
Right.
Bootlegging.
Yeah, we was doing the thing, right? Running numbers.
Gambling. Now it's legal.
Now it's super legal, right?
Ain't that about nothing.
But we didn't have a chance to be in front of it, especially our culture. But when I seen this opportunity, it said, hey, you get a chance to get in this industry. Well, what I did know, getting in the cannabis space could cost hundreds and thousands of dollars just to try to get into the industry, right? I definitely didn't have $10,000 to blow on a license or to apply for a license that more than likely was not going to get accepted anyway, right? I ain't banking like that, not yet. I'm on my way though. But again, cannabis wasn't my focus, but then I got in this business. I got a chance to not only be a part of an amazing opportunity of cannabis industry without me having to have any licenses, any insurances, any brick and mortar. Everything was done virtually. So we were considered originally virtual dispensary owners because there was a multitude of products built into one space. And this was what was so unique. I can give you my websites. You order it, it's drop shipped to your door via UPS, right?
Right.
Bananas. Whoever thought about getting ounces, pounds, weights, pre-rolls, gummies, even non-THC products delivered to your doorstep with no problems by UPS. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had at hand, right? So I get a little further into this opportunity, and this was always there. They were explaining the model of having a brand, being a brand owner. So the CEO who developed this company, he already has an $800 million cannabis business anyway. He actually supplies about 65% of the United States brick and mortars with their cannabis.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
He has huge cannabis farms in Colorado. So he already had the tools and the business and the entity. He just wanted to make it a space where people like myself, everyday people, can take advantage of it, right? But this is what's so unique about this man. This is why I love him. Mr. Marty Hale, I'm going to shout him out. Mr. Marty Hale is the bomb, y'all. He said, really, I want a dispensary full of people.
Really?
And when he says the people like me, to come up with brands and comprise them and put them in the dispensary so hundreds of thousands of people can shop for your brand. But what's unique about it, right? They don't give you something like to scroll through and pick, right?
Right.
They sit you down with marketing teams, distributors, scientists to say, well, what did you ever think that you may want to comprise? What do you think you want to develop? What you might want to put together? Maybe what can you impact the world with, right? That's crazy. Like, you never think that. And you might think like, oh, that might be a promo that you might see every so often. No, I got in the company and I got a chance to meet some amazing people who already got their brands. Now, again, I'm about a year in, a year after they started, and I got to meet some brand owners. So I'm like, this is just amazing, right? This opportunity is crazy. You mean you tell me I can come up with a gummy, or I can come up with a pill, or I can come up with something that can impact the world, maybe help people with ADHD, maybe help people with diabetes, lupus, cancer, things of that nature, because those are the type of products that we actually have in our dispensary. So just recently, kind of fast forward, and I don't want to tell y'all about my whole history now, because I know, we on a show.
Well, we got an hour. Well, yeah, it is what it is.
Right. Well, listen, this is the impact. This is how important this is. But, shot right. So about a year, just recently, I'll say about a month and a half ago, we had a huge event here in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been on the ground getting to work. The CEO dropped a bomb on us. He put up a list of names of people to be brand apprentices. Well, I was lucky number 11 on there, honey. Angel numbers.
Wow.
Number 11 to have a brand apprenticeship. So what that means is that I get a chance for the next 3 months to represent a house brand that's already in our dispensary and get paid company-wide revenue from it. That's deep. I mean, like, y'all don't understand.
That's a lot.
I specifically get to get a product. And whoever buys it, or whenever they buy it, it doesn't have to be somebody from my team. It has to be none of my personal customers. Anyone that has this dispensary and their customers, if they purchase this particular product, I get paid royalties from it from the next 3 months. Now, in the next 3 months, at the end of 3 months, I should be at the point where I can actually develop my actual own brand. And I still don't know what I want, y'all.
You don't know what you want to name it?
I don't know what I want it to be. I'm dancing with a lot of ideas.
Like, as far as what, the product itself? Okay.
I've heard some great ideas.
Well, it'll be a pre-roll.
It could be, but listen, it could be someone, and this is just my homeboy, shout out to him, Clark. He has a great beard oil, but he wants to add hemp to it. It could be, actually, I was thinking about something with children that could help them. Now, again, because everything is not cannabis based.
Right.
A lot of our products are natural mushroom based, natural herb based.
Right.
So I would love to have a product that would help children that are on the spectrum or diagnosed with something like with ADHD, or something that may hinder them and with them growing up, but also be equivalent and safe for maybe an older person too. So I don't know. I could have lotions, potions. I could have a.
You can have anything you want.
I got mascara. Listen,
right.
And I don't know why. Can I tell you real quick why I brought up mascara?
Why? Go ahead.
Okay, so I gotta say this. Y'all, I'm animated. My cousin know I'm animated. So, I made a decision consciously. I said when I get back from Dallas, I said I'm going to leave the fake lash life alone, right? Having a bald head, it's some things you just want to always enhance about yourself.
Right.
Especially when it comes to face. I don't wear a lot of makeup, guys. I don't have any foundation or that on. I got a little lipstick on, a little eyeliner. But I went back to wearing mascara, and this is the first day I actually applied it. So I'm like, well, damn, I should do a mascara line with some hemp in it.
You should.
I might do that. But listen, I've coined that. None of my dispensary owners don't y'all take my idea. But that has
We're gonna take that out. We're gonna take that out.
Yeah,
Getting
edit
everybody
that,
out
edit
here.
that,
Say
edit
it, edit it.
Yeah, she giving everybody the secrets on the gram.
that. Sorry, y'all, but listen. I'm a lover. I'm a giver, so I'm getting y'all. But y'all, listen, shout out. Y'all give me some ideas on this is what I'm going to put this off in the next maybe 30 days. Shoot me some ideas on the brand. I could do cooking seasonings. I was thinking about doing some taco seasonings. But come on. All right, sorry.
Right,
Cousin.
the thing about it is we just came from a barbecue from your sister Carla house, so it's like we could do some seasoning.
Oh, we could do a barbecue sauce. We could do a family sauce.
Right.
It's all about. Listen, I'm down for that.
Yeah, it's like we could do
All
the
right,
barbecue.
we're going to get together. Put our hands together.
And then off air. But now that you've been in this business for a year, you got chosen.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel right now?
You know what? When I first heard that, of course, I was just totally shocked. I mean, again, I met brand owners. I knew it was a real thing. I just didn't think that I was in the running so soon, I was just loving the work I'm putting in and doing and, just trying to get this business introduced to everybody. So when I heard it, I'm like, what? You know, like, nah, that can't be. That ain't how that go. But I said, you know what? Glory to God. You know, things that you know, a lot of times we pray for stuff and we don't even know how it's going to come. And I feel like this was in my prayer, but I didn't have to say it directly because I didn't know how I was going to get that blessing. And I feel tremendously blessed. And I almost feel like I don't deserve it, but that's just the natural me that feels that way. You know what I'm saying?
Humble at the same time. I love her.
Yeah, I do put myself under the spotlight a lot. Even people think I'm in the spotlight a lot, but I'm really not. I try not to be. But then it's almost like, well, damn, this is a big responsibility because there's work that have to be done to get this actual brand done. We're talking about they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for multiple people to have their brands. It's gonna be crazy.
Right.
So I feel like this is a big responsibility. It's a big feed, and it's a lot of pressure. But I said, you know what? I'm built for this. I'm for it tough. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm a Lester. I don't know if y'all know what that means.
Exactly. You don't know the Lester family. You ain't got no idea. The thing about it is, and the thing is that, you know, our family is tough too.
Yes,
been through a lot of shit this week between the past 2 years. I ain't
Oh, sir.
like so. It's just been. So the thing about it is, like, you did the BBW show. You're in this thing. Are you gonna go back to the show? Or
Let's
you
get it. So listen, this is where I live at, y'all. I'm comfortable behind this microphone. Exactly what my cousin's doing is what I love to do. I love
And
to
it look
interview
nice in here.
people.
Do it look nice in here?
It looks. I really am like. I think I want this to be the new BBW home. Like I want to bring this back. I mean, this alone, I can have a round table right here. I was known for doing round tables, y'all, and this is it. Like please, cuzzo. So yeah, we're about to rebirth this.
Right. So the thing about it is, like, you was on the BBW show. I was on the BBW show talking about no voting and things of that nature.
Yes, sir.
But it's the thing is that, you know, you can do multiple things and have multiple streams of doing anything.
Yes.
So what's most important? So the biggest thing that you take away from being indie, because in 2023, marijuana became legalized in Ohio. So even though there was some quote unquote restrictions, should say, you still was legalized. 2023 was one hell of a year, but we'll get out of that later. So when you got into it, and of course, you know, do you feel like that something was guiding you to this business all along, or you just felt like it just popped up on you?
It definitely, the cannabis industry popped up on me. Something of the way the business is actually constructed and how it's put together, I feel like that's something just a part of me, period. And I feel like that's why it was introduced to me. So it wasn't a hard sell, if that makes sense. It made all the sense, actually, once you really sit here and listen to the actual opportunity. But the cannabis thing was, believe it or not, even though I've been around people who smoke weed, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it, my entire life, right? And I've done it too. You know, there's no shame in nobody's.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Right, so don't do that.
Right.
Listen, and that's how bad, y'all, I'm a punk. That's how bad I sound when I do it. About to die.
Damn.
About to die. But once I do that, then I know it's over with. I don't need to hit it no more. I'm there. But what was so nuts, once I got to the cannabis part and learned the actual benefits of it, it blew me. I said, well, what the hell has this government been thinking about?
Because they don't want black people to smoke because we superstars. We rock
Listen,
stars.
we already got superpowers.
Yeah, so
right.
This enhance it. They don't want that.
I swear it takes us to a level of supernova type power, right? But when I found out that, you know, unfortunately, so many people have to stay in the closet, you know, with it. Like, I'm talking about church members. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole other show. People,
we going to talk about that shit.
Right. Doctors, even, you know,
Right.
people, medical field. There are people that this is their choice of what we consider medicine, because cancer patients, this is one way that they can only sometimes ease their pain, get sleep so their bodies can get the nurture and the rest that it needs, so they can eat. But also, I found out that we have an endocannabinoid system.
Explain for my people in the back.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. Explain for the people in the back.
So listen, guys, this is the reason why the government, this is really why the government wanted to control this. It's because years ago, before the 1930s, look, I guess the documented time, I'm sure it was from time of, I mean, this is biblical. You know, cannabis is biblical.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? The holy oil.
God made weed, damn it.
Listen,
For the earth.
anything that come out this earth is something that's meant for us to use or have or that will benefit our lifestyle.
Exactly.
Period. I don't care if it's poisons. Poison here for a reason too. You know what I'm saying? So it was the choice medicine of homes, you know what I'm saying? But then they found out they couldn't control. See, they can't control cannabis because cannabis doesn't grow the exact same way ever. That's the only way you can like really have a control on a substance. If it's made the exact same way all the time. But that plant can't. So they outlawed it. They made it a high level drug. We're talking about with heroin and crack and things of that nature. It's on the list of that things. Do you know? I know it's nothing documented to say that anybody died from overdose of cannabis.
No, there's not. And like the thing about it is, like I always said, cannabis was going to be legal once the government knew how to control it.
That's
just like alcohol.
They needed. That's all
like,
they needed.
Whenever you break a bottle on liquor on Ciroc or something like that, that's a government shield you're breaking.
So that's what. Thank you. That's a government ran business.
Right.
Truly. So the problem is the controversy is they still trying to figure out how do we regulate it, right? But we have an endocannabinoid system. So there is a gentleman named Rick Simpson. I learned a lot about him. That he actually healed his own cancer with this. And with that being done, because in our bodies we have cannabinoids, we have receptors. So with having cannabis going through our body, it actually goes to certain parts of our bodies to help it function properly, like our liver, our pancreas, our even our own blood. Like we have things, everything in us, every major organ, a receptor goes to it, and cannabis helps it function properly. It gets it back in its homeostasis state, which means that we work at our fullest function of our body. So the government, because people were learning that, hey, this is from the earth, and we can go make these things ourselves, and we can heal ourselves, and we can help ourselves. Well, of course, the government, they greedy. That cuts out cancer medicines. That cuts out Big Pharma completely.
Pretty much.
And Big Pharma ain't having that.
No.
Big Pharma want to give you
Big
that
Pharma
pill.
is a bunch of gangsters. You already know.
Listen. They want to give you a pill that's going to say, okay, this is going to help your headache, but it's going to tear your esophagus up. Don't take too much of it. But I know you want to get rid of that
Here are the side effects.
Like, come on.
Like, this will help your headache, but the side effects are diarrhea, dizziness,
right.
and a whole bunch of BS.
From your ears.
Right.
That's okay. And with the cannabis industry, then I've been introduced to a lot of plant-based medicines, period. I found out that a whole line of mushrooms, things like reishi, chaga, lion's mane, amanita, these mushrooms are not psychedelic mushrooms. These mushrooms are actual healing mushrooms, help you sleep, give you energy,
And there's
help
nothing
you
wrong with the
focus.
psychedelic ones either.
Well, honey, I'm scared of them. I told you I'm a punk. Y'all heard me. 2 months in, I cough like I'm about to go over
Those
to the
really
other
gonna
side.
help you. That's gonna really help you.
Right.
No, we're not. I'm gonna be crawling on this building like I'm Spider-Woman. I will never do it. Y'all, I'm not gonna embarrass myself.
I understand some things are. Now the thing about it is like not only did Stacy, convince other people to do it, but she also convinced her family member,
That's
me,
right.
to go ahead and do it. And I also brought somebody else in, and this was on a humble, because the thing about it is like here's what happened. A friend of mine, she wanted to come, and the thing about it is, she wanted to come to the meeting because, it just had to drop me off to the meeting, because I said I'm going to go ahead and do it. Then, once I end up doing it under Stacy, with family, I trust her, and then she ended up doing it under me, and enjoy, and the thing about it is, she's more of a weed expert than I am. I mean, I just knew from my daddy that, my grandmother complained about him smoking weed in the house because it smelled funny, and she was a churchgoer. But, other than that, it's just, did you ever notice, have you ever noticed that some of our parents hear stuff from us, but they shouldn't have?
What? Are you listen? it blows the mind. I remember when I first really, I didn't know what my dad was doing, but I smelt it. I'm like, what the heck is that? But they get in the house, especially when they come, either he go down south or they come up from down south. That's smoking time. But my mom, everybody, and I really haven't met one individual human that has not tried cannabis. I really haven't. And if again, like I said, who I've met, I'm sure some people out there, but I'm talking about at least tried it.
Right.
But the thing is, it was such a bad stigma on it. It's like, oh my God, but they knew how good it was and how good it made them feel and how fun it was. And actually, again, I'll take an example. Cheech and Chong. We know they like the granddaddies of cannabis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weed smoke. They was the first to do it on camera. I don't even know how they still to this day. They were up in smoke. They was really smoking on set.
I don't know how they did it either. But the thing about it is like, it has been just like, people put a bad stigma on cigarettes, alcohol and stuff like that. These are chemically made, but they put a bad stigma on marijuana, like, because of, you can't get a job if you smoke too much weed.
That's what they say. They made it illegal. They say it's a gateway drug.
A gateway drug.
You know what I found out? How many addicts actually are on cannabis to stay off of those harsh drugs that they were on? That's what blew my head too. And these are things I'm learning with being in this industry, how powerful cannabis is, because again, it gets in your body and it helps fight all them infections. It helps fight those cravings. It helps fight those addictions. I'm like, this is powerful.
So that means that they stay on the weed to stay away from the meth, the coke, the heroin. Okay.
And listen, but you got to be strategic. You got to know there's many strands. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you need to ingest and take that will help you with those things.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you're addicted to alcohol, do you know it's something that helps in the cannabis field that helps with alcohol addiction?
Really?
Yes.
Okay. You know what it's called?
I know there are plenty of things. Listen, we just dropped a line we just dropped over 100 products in the dispensary, and quite a few of them help with fighting alcohol addiction, or if you're trying to wean yourself of drinking alcohol. Again, I ain't the scientist. The mad scientist brought it up. You can definitely go on my site and it will give you those descriptions, right? I know a lot of parts of the plant, such as terpenes and certain cannabis leaves and whatnot, will help with that. But again, I ain't about to cap like I know everything, y'all.
Right.
I ain't no cannabis expert now.
All right. So we got to take a break right about now. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Miss Stacey Lester about that. And we got some other things to bring up, some revealing truths. We come back on the headline Eye on Nerve. DJs, WNRV108.1.com. This is careless. This is appropriate for you, Bossy. We'll be right back. Khalees. Khalees. Bossy.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Never heard it like this before. Me and my baby be closing the phantom doors. Bar popping this that you can't afford. Ooh, I'm drinking, lost in the clouds, it's all smoking. All the while I'm all open. Me and my girls, we stay fly and they love to stay high. Ooh, from the 6'4" hoppers up in Crenshaw to the money making players up in Harlem. Don't want no problems. We gon' keep it poppin' while the 808 is jumping. Diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my grill. Diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my grill. I'm bossy. I'm the first girl to scream on the track. I switched up the beat of the drum. That's right, I brought all the boys to the yard. And that's right, I'm the one that's tattooed on his arm. I'm bossy, I'm the one y'all love to hate. I'm the chick that's raised the stakes. I told young Stunner he should switch to tape. I'm back with an 808, cause I'm bossy.
It's about time that she get with me. Can't stop staring, she's fine and she's pretty. Damn girl, don't hurt him. If niggas don't bag, you gon' work him. Put your Mac down, I know your background. What you want, girl? You getting that now. That's how you do it, huh? Well, I'm the coolest one. The bad in the back, bring him to the front. Tell that man you's a boss. Make some noise, raise your hand if you's a boss. I don't think he understands you's a boss. Get some help if he can, cause he lost it. Ain't no refunds, she spent the cash, man. In your Benz with her friends in the fast lane, flossing. He said, how much it cost me? About $1 million, player. She's bossy.
I'm bossy. I'm the first girl to scream on the track. I switched up the beat.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Looking for the perfect workspace? Office Lawson Solon has you covered. Whether you need a private office, co-working membership, or a virtual business address, we've got flexible options to fit your needs. Check out our 2 spring promos. Enjoy free co-working Fridays and no deposit on private office rentals. We also offer month-to-month leasing for your ultimate flexibility. Visit office-loss.com or call 216-230-9258 to lock in your space now. Office Loss, where productivity meets flexibility.
Hey y'all, this is Catherine Danielle and I'm checking in with Headline Eye on WNRV 108.1.
But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me wanna let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you wanna do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, from we. No time for moping around, are you kidding? And no time for negative vibes, cause I'm winning. It's been a long week, I put in my hardest. Gonna live my life, feels so good to get it right. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me, when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time, and my life ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right, I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I would change my life, just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, fine, 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 fine. Ooh, just fine, 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 fine. Ooh, see, I would change my life, just feels so good when you're doing all the things that you wanna do. Get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. Keep your head up high in yourself, believe in you, believe me. Having a really good time, I'm not complaining. And I'ma still wear a smile if it's raining. I gotta enjoy myself regardless. I appreciate life, I'm so glad that it's mine. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me, when I'm walking past the mirror. Ain't worried about you and what you're gonna do, I'm a lady, so I must stay classy.
All right, we're back. You know that was Mary J. Blige, Gonna Be Just Fine. We're back on the Headline Eye on WNRV108.1.com. Nerd DJs doing your nerd. When we get back to my cousin Stacey, there's a couple other points I know about the release of Larry Hoover. Trump immune his federal charges, but he's still serving 200 years with the state of Illinois. So he ain't getting out. He ain't getting out anytime soon. Y'all get by the way, the New York Knicks fired their coach, Tom Thibodeau. And of course, the NBA Finals are set up on Thursday. OKC versus the Indiana Pacers.
I think with the I was reading some stuff about that. So the governor of Illinois wants to run for president. So
Yeah.
Trump putting pressure on him.
Yeah, to release Larry Hoover. Yeah, that was nothing but a
But
political.
I'm thinking like, I mean, if he been in prison 50 years, it's something deeper than that. This man, his vibration or what he knows, he might be God body, and that's why they keeping him locked up like that. 200.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah.
50 years. I mean, if he get out, he ain't about to what he about to do?
Well, I mean, he's 74 now.
What he gonna do?
Nothing. Okay. There's some stuff that he's organized. It's there's always some deep shit going around right there. But the thing about it is, like, Trump did that move laterally just because that dude wants to run for president in 2028, and Trump not trying to have it. Of course, he did that on purpose. He wouldn't have never. Like, the thing about it is, let me just explain something.
Preach, Larry. Preach.
Let me just explain something. If Trump wanted Larry Hoover free when he first became president in 2016, he would have did it already.
No, he can't.
Hey.
I mean, he did what he had to do. The state, he can't do nothing with the state.
Right now, I'm talking about the federal stuff. He would have did the federal stuff already. But we already know that was a lateral move. Yeah, so don't fall for the okie doke. Everybody celebrating and like, Larry, you hating. I'm not hating. I'm just we beyond the facts and look at the truth. That's what we do. Speaking of which, Stacey.
Sir.
Where do you want this business to go in the next couple of years for you? Not just for you, but for other people. Because, you put me on. Thank you. I got somebody else on, and I don't want to try to put other people on, but due to certain circumstances that we'll get into later, I hadn't had a chance to do that. So, where do you want this to go and to grow?
See, and you said the key word, what do I want? First you asked what I want, but it's really what I want for others. What I do know and some information that's really being privy to us, some people that's seeing, some leaders that's seeing is where we're getting ready to go with this. So the way, I don't know if you guys, and if you can, if somebody can tune in, Tony, and whoever Frank homeboy was, but if y'all know somebody or something, if y'all know somebody that's giving you a brand paid 100%, y'all let me know who these people are. But what this is getting ready to change a lot of wealth in people's lives. Not only just wealth, but impacting the world because of what you can do and do for other people. And I'll say it proudly, I say it loudly. I'm a 47-year-old woman. My birthday just passed about a month ago today, as a matter of fact.
Well, happy birthday to you and Tracy. You got to mention Tracy in there.
Well, no, you don't. You didn't have to. But that's my sister.
I ain't trying to get beat up either. She got them children's.
Whatever.
I ain't trying to Ty spear me. I'm just letting you know right about it. Hey, it was an accident. but here it is.
But it's so much bigger than just having a business of, this is something else to try again, or it might be some products or whatever case may be. The way this gentleman is setting up this business is really to help people have some legacy type living. And my goal, and that's always been anything I've been a part of, somehow naturally or maybe unnaturally, it just happens for me. I'm always blessed to be in positions where I can help people. So what I can do with this business, I already have faith and believe that it's going to help me financially. It has helped me. Well, let me beyond that. It has helped me financially. I believe it's going to help me be wealthy. Let's put it like that. But I want that for everybody. We come from a society. We come from an upbringing, a culture. I'm 47. My parents did not teach me how to be an entrepreneur. And it's not because they didn't want to or thought it was a bad thing. It's because they weren't taught that. But we have a privilege to pass on to our youth now. Go get it. Go get an LLC. Go get a business that's backing you up, that's you. Not just because you're Social Security, you're a part of a government business. No, be something for yourself. And sometimes when you have these types of opportunities that might seem too good to be true. Then we think Bitcoin was too good to be true, right?
Right.
No, seriously, I had a chance to get in Bitcoin. Think about it. It costs one coin now costs over $100,000. One coin. You can buy pieces of a coin.
Right.
But one coin back then was like 80 cents. Think about somebody that bought 100 coins or 200, but they wanted a coin because it didn't look real.
Right.
We didn't know what it was. I said it was fake money. I said, well, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm never doing this. Stupid. but
it sounds like the line from Jay-Z's "The Story of O.J." It's like he
Could've
saw
bought a place in Dumbo.
Dumbo. Now, how do I feel like Dumbo is like?
Yep.
You know, could have like bought that patent for $1 million. Now it's worth $25 million. Now I can leave this with my children. Instead of buying the Jeep, could have bought the place. Now I feel
Absolutely.
that line sets it right there. It's called, you got to read in between. And like you said, what's more powerful than money? Credit. I mean, and you can, everybody talk about generational wealth, but this is one of the ways that you get it.
Yep.
And invest in yourself. This is one of the ways that you get
That's it right there. That's it. And you know what? You got to understand when you're privileged to be around people that really know business. I ain't talking about Pookie who opened up his own hot dog shop. And
Right.
shout out to Pookie.
Right.
I shout out to every entrepreneur. But I'm talking about if you get a chance to really be aligned with some people that's really, really been in multi-million-dollar numerous types of businesses, help develop big brands like Polo, big brands with that Snoop Dogg. I mean, we're talking about celebrities. Walt Disney. This gentleman has been and rubbed elbows and know people that we would probably never. We almost might consider him a fantasy because we just know we'll never meet him or have a chance to do any business with him.
Exactly. So
Sit up and listen to some of these people if you get that opportunity. That's crazy. And y'all know what poor is, right?
What is it?
Passing over opportunities repeatedly.
POOR. Damn.
Don't beat it.
Put that on the T-shirt.
It's
Dang
facts.
it.
I'm not in the poor mindset no more. I know my bank account got to catch up with everything I'm doing, but that's all right because it will.
It's all right. But you had to have that dream. You had to strive to have that dream. And the thing about it is, speaking of dreams, shout out to your girl Crystal for opening her own.
Baby.
Well, what is it?
LCR represents my best friend.
So
she has an assistant facility living home. Listen, you talk about somebody that gets it out the mud and is determined. Ever since I've known Crystal, and I've known her 30 years, like we've been best friends forever, ever, right? But she's always loved to take care of the elderly. That's one thing. I loved and admired that about her. That's not so much my dream. I ain't trying to,
Right.
But I support her always in it. But she was very serious about it, always. So she always said, I'm going to open up me a assisted living facility. And it actually specializes in mental care for the elderly. And she's phenomenal. Man, you talk about somebody phenomenal. I could talk about Chris. That's a whole nother show, y'all.
Right.
I'm going to have her on here.
She need to come on here.
Yeah,
we got to bring.
have her on.
I had to mention her before. I don't want her to beat me up either for not bringing her. So she's like, I got some stuff to talk about, Lynn.
Yeah, she do.
All right.
I mean, she also does a post-op care for a lot of these women that are getting these surgeries that they a lot of times these women are in danger. They don't get the correct care after.
Right.
So Crystal has always been just a caring person, but her living facility is out in South Euclid, guys. It is beautiful. We had a grand opening, and I put her facility is called Vital Care Homes. It's on my bag because that day we was doing a grand opening, and I want everybody to see. Actually, I just bought her a bag as a gift too. You know what I'm saying? That was a best friend.
That's
gift.
from Amazon, right?
That's from Amazon.
Yeah.
And,
Congrats,
I
Vital
just
Care.
I haven't had a chance to take it off. That's why you still see it on there.
Hey,
But that's
look,
okay.
keep it on.
I'm gonna keep it on. That's representing
Right.
my girl. Listen, I might just start using this as an advertising tool for other businesses. Y'all want me to advertise? I'm outside all the time. So hey, shoot me a couple bucks. I'll put you on.
Y'all think I'm outside. She outside more than me. I don't understand. Yes, I do. But she outside more than me.
You got to network. You got to get out there and socialize.
Right. So the thing is that we shout out to also your other friend Tanya too.
Yes.
So,
big ups to Real Talk with Reese, honey. We might pull a Wooly Dooley up in this studio. I might get her in there.
You might need to.
Yeah,
so,
facts.
what keeps you going as far as an entrepreneurship? Because everybody, and everything comes down to money. It always comes down to money. Do I have enough money to invest in it? And then life be life, and sometimes.
Ooh, all the time.
All the time. 24 hours a day, 7
Yes,
days
it's
a
a
week.
week.
Some bullshit. But, it's like life be life. And so how do you get over that, overcome that?
You know what? I don't overcome it. I go through it. I deal with it as it comes. And honestly, the thing about what drives me, honestly, back in 2017, like I said, when I walked away from corporate America, I was depressed. I was sad sitting behind that desk every day. And I had a good job. I did. I had a great job. Paid me well. I had benefits. But I just was not happy. I felt like a caged verb. See, you know, we tend to say everything is about money, but sometimes money ain't the determination of how you need to live. You know, that joy that I love to have, and I want other people to experience and be a part of. Money don't buy that. Money don't set that tone. You know, money definitely enhances some happiness and things in your life, but it's some people that's living in this world right now that choose to live in the wilderness just because that's how happy. That's their joy.
Right.
Not that they can't go out and buy a $100,000 house or a $200,000 house, but this is their choice because that's the joy for them. So it's not always about money that can drive you to want to do or be an entrepreneur. Actually, I really want to be an entrepreneur because of the freedom. I don't like I hated punching
in the clock.
I hated it.
Ooh,
it used to drive me to the brink. I was like, and I never really like got in tune with what depression was until that time period. I was going through that. And I said, well, you know, the worst case scenario is I have to go get another job. I wasn't nobody's boss. I wasn't running that. I wasn't no CEO or none of that at that law firm. And guess what? We were at will state. They could have let me go at any time they wanted to. I'm pretty sure they probably wanted to fire me a few times because I'm spicy at work. So
we know that. Like Lester, you what? You can't say. Yes, she did.
Who you talking to? Like I'll snap off in a minute. But it's just I feel like it wasn't aligned with who Stacey Lester is, you know. And I don't want to stay that way. But let's be clear. When you got to make $1 for yourself, when you got to figure out how you gonna pay your own medical bills and make sure your burial things and all these things are in line, you got to be serious about this entrepreneur life. And that's where I'm at. But I learned to be that way too. And I'm blessed.
Exactly. And the thing about it is like, besides the Lester family, shout out to Tracy, Carla, and Dwayne Martin, and everybody else. Of course, the Browns, Reggie and Virgil.
My brothers.
Reggie and Virgil. Of course, Easter and Linda.
Yes.
We got to give a shout out to the ones that passed before us.
Yes, sir.
And first of all is like your dad, Lucius.
Yeah.
How big of an influence was Lucius in your life? Because the thing about it is like, he supported damn near everything you did, and he probably would have supported this if he was still here.
Facts. Once I got him over I would have got him over the public use of cannabis. Because Dad, you hit a joint or two. I've seen you. Don't do it. but absolutely, my dad. You know, my father. When you talk about somebody that was. Unfortunately, you do reflect really, really hard on people of who they are once they're gone.
Right.
But so I had great friends that helped me through my grief, and I'm still grieving. Of course, I'm going to grieve probably to the day I'm out of here. But when I was like deep into it, someone said something to me. I think it was I'm positive it was Miranda. She said, Stacey, the thing about it is you had a father from the day you came out of your mother's womb to the day he went into the grave.
Right.
Stop and think about that for a minute. I had so many friends I grew up with, so many, even family members I know that they didn't have their father. Or maybe their father came later in life. Or maybe their father came too late in life. Things of that nature. But I had that man for 46 years. And I'm talking about when I didn't even know who I was. Feeding me, bottle changes, diaper changes. And then when I found out some things, my aunts and them and told me that my dad always wanted to be a father. He never was like, oh, I had another kid. Oop, I never had another kid. Him and my mom to this day, they were married. And I have the same parents. And that's not trying to brag, but it's kind of it's my flex. It's for me, you know what I'm saying? And I thank God for that because he really helped me understand what a man should be. But guess what? He also helped me understand what a woman should be for her family too, because my father and my mother operated in partnership. It was never like, oh, I'm the man, I do this, or oh, you're the woman, you do. No, it was partnership. My dad had to learn how to twist hair because he worked third shift, but my mama got to get up butt crack early to get to work. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming in butt crack early. And it's like, okay, I hit the ground running. Let me get everybody at this house so I can get some sleep. Get these kids out of here. He making breakfast. My father impacted everything. And so, and I almost say to a fault though, because we were spoiled as a girl. There was still some things I didn't have to do.
Yeah, 3 of y'all girls, and it's like, yeah. So it was like, it was like, I think that Uncle Easter, his cousin, got lucky. You
With
just
the
had,
boys.
you just had the boys. Like, you just had the boys. You had nothing to worry about, none of that.
Right.
I couldn't see him raising any girl. He said,
Oh God, I
he
can't
said,
imagine Unc doing none of that.
he said, I help with your sister. Like, that was the majority of grandma, my daddy, and my mama anyway.
But my dad, he impacted the boys too. I mean, with
Right.
Unc Easter, they coach little league, they
Right.
coach football. I mean, they were our parents were what we considered came from real hard earth working people.
Right.
They had amazing values still. Not that they were perfect. God knows they wasn't.
Oh no,
But what they instilled and what they gave us is priceless.
right. So T-Rex, since we brought it up, I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs, and I need for you to hit whatever you gonna hit.
Let me hear what you're talking about.
All right. First of all, I need to shout out her late father, Lucius Lester. My late aunt, Sandra Brown.
Yes.
My late father, Larry Henry Gardner Sr.
Yeah,
And my mama,
yes.
Anita. So the thing about it is, like, we both going through a new norm, but the thing is that impacted. Now, here's the crazy part, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm just going to reveal it, and you never heard this before. So last time that me and my mama had sat down, it was her birthday last year, 2024, had brunch. And you announced that I joined your thing, and my mama saw it on social media. So, she been sober for 29 years.
Ooh.
And she asked me, so the thing about it is, like, she asked me at brunch, and I ain't gonna lie to my mama, like, I'm standing right next to, like, in front of her, like, what made you join her? I was like, well, weed is legal, Daddy probably would have supported it if he was still here.
Oh, for facts.
So, and she was like, well, Stacy's a smart girl, and so it's like she always asked about your mother and father. She knew about Lucius passing. She always asked about how's Linda doing, how everything. I always told her she was fine, everything else. Like, she always asked about you guys. She always cared. And the thing about
Yes, indeed.
and the thing about it is, like, she always, the only thing my mother only cared about, as long as it was legal. That's it. As long as it was legal, she ain't care nothing about anything else like that. It is legal. All right. You spent your money, right? No, you don't need nothing from me, right? Like, no, I'm good. She's like, all right. So as long as it was legal, as long as I spent my money, and as long as it didn't impact my son Jalen, all three of them, she good with it. Just like the show, both of them were a little bit apprehensive when I started 9 years ago. But the thing about it is that when I first got on there, and when she heard me, when people tell her all the time, because she had connections, because she was in the courts and stuff like that, defending people who are on drugs. I said, your son's got a great show. He's got a great voice. And she heard me one day, a couple of times. She's like, oh, okay. All right. I heard you doing wonderful. I heard that you don't bother nobody. I heard the stuff you said about Trump when he first got elected. I ain't want to hear the cussing. But she enjoyed it. Like, the parents got the critique of everything as long as they support you. Right.
Yes.
So, how can people, okay, before we get out of here, Stacey, the one very, very important thing, how can people join this movement? How can they join Canna Globe? How can they enjoy it, be part of this movement? The shift.
Let me just back up a little bit. Shout out to your mother, personally, from me.
Thank you.
Your mom and I, we actually had probably more conversations that you didn't know about. And because she had always encouraged me. She had always sent me so much love because, again, not just with being an entrepreneur, I'm a body influencer. I believe in body positivity no matter who you are, what you are. I also believe in, being proud of who you are, but understand who you are and take care of your body. So a lot of times, a lot of people know me for like Swim Thick or my pictures on, like what you may call risque or my sexy pictures on. But I do things in confidence. I walk in confidence because no matter what, this is the skin I'm walking in. Hey. Your mother had always said, Stacy, I wish I had your confidence. And I thought to myself, like, well, you're one of the most renowned, phenomenal women I've ever met. Knowing her story, knowing what she's been through, knowing how she helped so many people. But she used to always give me praises and keep me uplifted. And I just, to have that love consistently, somebody watching you, always, giving you love, and that's what she did. And your mom, oh my God. Then to find out so many other more personal stories at her home going that people were sharing with me.
Yeah.
And again, my mom sends so much love because my mom, she's like, I always loved Anita. They be around each other
right.
after pro, but she's like, oh, I've always preferred her. I'm like, Mom, you so crazy. But shout out to your mother, baby. I love her so much. But anywho, I had to give my flowers, honey. I had to do it.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much.
But to join the shift, honey, get on this with me. Y'all, a lot of y'all know me probably watching. My name is Stacy Lester on Facebook, Miss Stacks _78 on IG. Even my phone number 216-849-7731. It's out there publicly. I'm not scared of a phone call. Hey,
you guys, do you have stalkers? Who do I have?
Of course, she got stalkers.
You shut up.
Respectfully.
I'm about to kill somebody right now.
She has stalkers.
Reg, Virgil, you listening? We had to take some people out.
I know who to call for them people. But I don't have consider them stalkers. I guess I get it. You know what I'm saying? I put myself out there for that, and I get it. But it has been some people I had to block. I did have to block a few people.
That's the advantage of with beauty. Like, just imagine there's some ugly girls out here that ain't got name. Nobody calling.
Damn.
They wish they had a phone call. That's real. That's real.
That's so bad.
Some girls is getting unlimited phone calls, and some girls ain't getting one.
And we not talking. And
not a happy Valentine's Day, But anyways, I'm signing off.
Of course, he says something crazy before we leave. But when we not just talking about looks, we talking about attitude, personality, ugly as hell. So I'm just saying. I'm not saying just listen. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. I know what he talking about.
I feel it.
I know what I'm talking about.
I feel it.
I mean, you like.
I was talking about everything positive. I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever, man. Get out of here. But it's just like, and I'm just grateful that I've been on here for 9 damn years. But and people have tried though. And I ain't
nothing but a fail.
Exactly. Fail.
Missed that shot.
Epic fail.
But no, hit me up, and I'll show you, send you some information so you can get a little more familiar. And that's all I want to do is just share the information. Make a just decision, yay or nay. Or if you know somebody that this might be perfect for, just hit me up and I'll introduce it to them or you. And hey, let's rock and roll. Or just support this amazing industry that we have that's really helping heal some people with some serious illnesses. No medical claims, but for real, I know a bunch of people that's really, really getting some huge relief with a lot of our products.
Right. All right. So I'm going to throw something. I'm going to throw the headline shot at you. The thing about it is like, why can't I just get we got to order it from you and then order it from your shop? Why can't we just get it from the dispensary down the street or get it from our local weed man? What's the difference between the online stuff that you have to wait for plus getting it right away from the dispensary, the down street dispensary, which by the way, they have been shutting them down. Yeah, or their local weed dude that, riding around on the bike or in the car and stuff like that. What's the difference?
Well, I'm not concerned with anyone's high habits. That's first and foremost, and I let people know that. You definitely can go. I would say, hey, is it down the street to the left or to the right? Go there. That's on you. You don't have to come get anything from me, especially cannabis. But again, this is so much bigger than cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the opportunity of having your own business that gives the opportunity for other people around the world to get healed. See, I'm not looking for my neighbor to make me rich as a customer.
Facts.
I'm looking for a neighbor that's in Arizona that I never met before.
Gotcha.
I'm looking for worldwide customers. I'm looking for people that don't want to go into a dispensary and have to get their ID swiped. I'm looking for the soccer moms that don't want to do that. I'm looking for the cancer patients who may need a special product I guarantee you. And I'm gonna show you a couple things.
Go ahead. Pull out products. I've been waiting for the product. Pull them out, the product.
I'm gonna show you something like this where you ain't going down to the dispensary around the corner and up the way and gonna get a Rick Simpson oil that's nothing but 17,000 milligrams of pure cannabis plant. We're talking about the whole plant is in here. This is what, look up Rick Simpson, who he is, guys. You're not gonna get.
Go ahead. Pull it out again. Pull out the big gun.
You're not gonna get this beautiful Canagar, honey. We talk now. You heard Canagar, right?
Right.
Take the idea of a cigar, cannabis, and put it in one. But you're not gonna get this at your local dispensary. Check how beautiful this is.
Man,
Y'all see this?
it's beautiful.
And it's heavy. And it's 6 grams full of THC. And let me show you a little something.
Go ahead. Show them.
Show you a little something. This is glass, honey. We don't use nothing cheap around here. That's what we do.
I want that.
This bad boy. This a bad boy.
I need a.
This a bad boy.
You owe me a Father's Day gift. I want that in 2 weeks.
That's a joint right there?
This ain't no joint, baby. This is a Canagar.
Explain the Canagar. I want people to know.
It's
This
a,
is 24 karat gold cigar paper.
Can you smoke it?
That's what it is for. It has a glass tip, a filter tip.
Wow.
6 grams, pure cannabis, clean cannabis. And not to mention, you heard my cousin say that just a couple weeks ago, and it's going to continuously happen, they did a big sweep in the city of shutting down dispensaries. Because guess what? They have a whole bunch of stuff in there that's not legal. It may look like one thing in one capsule, but it's not what it is. And this is how stupid these owners are. They don't realize it's been secret shoppers in these dispensaries since we were legal to have dispensaries open. So you ain't gonna go get this nowhere.
Facts.
Y'all
So-
can smell it too after we done.
Oh,
I got a plethora full of stuff, but I say this: you can go wherever you want to supply whatever needs you may have. I'm looking for the people coming to me to get something that they need, not because they want to get high. I want to help people get healthy more than anything. It's a blessing to be able to be in this position and have this type of products and these things at hand. And how don't you not want to spread this? And again, you still got a business opportunity that you can have. Don't get it for me. Get it for yourself.
You can buy it for you and
For
then sell
yourself.
it and for yourself, or you can buy it and sell it to somebody. It doesn't really matter as long as you're hooked up into the ship to the Canna Globe. Period.
And let me say this, cuzzo.
Go
so
ahead.
I have 5 of these. I'm going to give 5 of these away to my next 5 business partners. This is my gift to you. This is a $200 product. Yep, 2 Chainz got a Canagar out, y'all. And his start like at $2,500. Overpriced, but 2 Chainz, shout out to you.
Because it's 2 Chainz.
Because it's 2 Chainz.
Right.
I mean, he could do that, right? But this product, I'll say it's better than his. But that's what it is. So
This is the sophisticated, not your, old
Pookie and Ray Ray.
Pookie and Ray Ray down the street with the dime bags.
We got pure cannabis, and we have QR codes on here, certificate analysis, so you'll know what it's tested for. All the poisons and molds and all types of disgusting stuff. That this is pure legal.
This is legal.
So,
Very.
yeah. Go where you need to go.
And if
Do what you need to do.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I did buy a kit myself, but I did keep a pack of gummies.
I ain't mad at you. I did too.
I tried one of the gummies,
Ooh-wee. I did too.
and Lord.
Lord help me. That's what listen. Our price ain't no joke.
But the thing about it is that I had a headache before I took it. I ain't had shit out of that.
I bet you didn't. I guarantee you didn't.
Damn near nothing. It's like, woo. I was in my apartment like, ooh, the colors. Like, but the thing about it is like natural stuff You know, everybody's talking about getting healthy. We got the Rise Mushroom Coffee.
Yeah. We got coffee. We
Okay,
got brewed coffee.
y'all got brewed coffee?
We got coffee, baby. Mushroom coffee. It's the bomb, too.
Right, and talking about losing weight, things of that nature.
We got motion tea. We got that. We got
the motion tea.
And it has no THC in it. Huh. We got something for everybody, everything, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
So, if you're looking to get healthy and make money at the same time, it sounds too good to be true. How much is it? Like, listen, I'm going to tell you personally. Stacy doesn't have to say it. It's under $1,000 investment.
Period.
You don't have to invest no. Like, the thing about it is, like, some of y'all spend that money. You know, y'all spend over $1,000 renting out Rolls Royces with your income tax
You'll
money.
spend $500 for a Beyonce ticket to sit up in the stand and nosebleeds, and you just only see her on the prompter for about maybe a couple hours, and you're going home. Now, listen, no shade to
Right.
Beyonce or the bees or whatever y'all call yourselves.
The beehives.
But can you take that home with you and make a profit off of it? Can you take that experience home and make a profit off of it? Can you take that ticket stub and make a profit off of it? Think bigger and better. I'm not saying don't spend the $500 on her ticket, but how much do you love yourself to spend $500 on for something for yourself? And I'm not just saying this. Find something to invest in yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you got a stash account or investing roots, you need to do that. God, we gotta go. Stacy, thank you for that. We gotta bring you and Crystal back, and hopefully we do a BBW reunion in this month.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm sure T-Rex would love that. Dude, the thing about it is that not only did we lose I lost both my parents, Stacy lost her dad, but also over the weekend, one of the greatest singers, Rihanna, lost her dad over the weekend. So we sending our prayers out, baby. We know what it's like, dog. So this is War Hard with Jeezy. If nobody tells you they love you today, I do. I will see you guys next week. Check out Stacy. Check out the shift. We out of here. Peace next week.
Love y'all.
This is WNRV 108.1.
You know this, tougher than a lion, ain't no need in trying. I live with a sky in, yep, you know this, never lying. Truth teller, that Rihanna rain just won't let up. All black on, black top shades, black top Maybach. I'ma rock this shit like fashion, as in going till they say stop. And my runway never looked so clear, but the hottest bitch in heels right here. No fear, and while you're getting your cry on, I'm getting my fly on. Sincere, I see you aiming at my pedestal, I better let you know. I'm so hard, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so hard, I'm so hard, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so hard, I'm so hard, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so hard, so hard, so hard, so hard. That Rihanna ring just won't let up. That Rihanna ring just won't let up. That Rihanna ring just won't let up. All up on it, know you wanna clone it. Ain't like me, that chick too phony. Ride this beat, beat, beat like a pony. Meet me at the top, getting lonely. Who think they test me now? Run through your town, I shut it